Good morning, students. Today we are continuing with the topic categories of contraceptive. How contraceptive can be classified. See, in this, they are classified into 7. First one is natural or traditional. Second type is barrier. Third type is IUD, intrauterine devices. And fourth one is oral contraceptives. And fifth one is injectables. Sixth one implants. And seventh one surgical methods. In last class also, I have discussed with you categories of contraceptive. 7 categories are there for the contraceptive. They are natural or traditional, barrier, IUDs, oral contraceptives, injectables, implants, surgical methods. In that, natural or traditional method only now we are going to learn natural or traditional method. What is meant by natural methods when it is using as a contraceptive method? First one, periodic abstinence. First one is periodic abstinence. Avoid coitus. It means that avoid sexual contact or coitus from day 10 to 17 of the last menstrual cycle. This method is called periodic abstinence. Avoid coitus. The meaning of periodic abstinence is avoid sexual coitus, means sexual intercourse. When it should be avoided from day 10 to 17 of the menstrual cycle, the partners should be avoid the coitus. The meaning of this that this time ovulation is there. 10 to 17 means of 14th day ovulation, that already we had learned that 14th day ovulation will be occurred. So if this time sperm reaches the body, then also ovum is not there other days. 10 to 17, middle 14th ovulation can be occurred. It can be altered from 10 to 17 days. Correct, 14 days, sometimes it does not occur. So other days, ovum will not be there in the body. So intercourse occurring, sperm is entering into the body, then also reproduction will not occur. So which is the first method in natural method only, not using any chemical or any tablet or any other devices are not using. Naturally, we can control the reproduction by using this natural method. First one is periodic abstinence. The meaning of periodic abstinence is avoid sexual intercourse or coitus. When should be avoided? From day 10 to 17 of the last menstrual cycle. From day 10 to 17 of the last menstrual cycle. Why it should be avoided during this time? During this time, presence of ova will be there in the body of the female. Ovum or egg will be present because 14th day only ovulation occurs. It can be vary for 1-2 days. So 10 to 17, presence of ovum can be there in the body of female. Other days, presence of ovum will not be there. So sperm entering into the female body through vagina, then also fertilization will not be takes place, because for fertilization both should be there, ovum and sperm. So first method, periodic abstinence. Second is withdrawal or coitus interruptus. Withdrawal or coitus interruptus. In this method, male partner withdraw the penis just before ejaculation. Ejaculation means the release of sperm. Release of semen or sperm. The male partner withdraw the penis. So sperm will not be enter the body of the female. Ovum is there, then all of fertilization does not take place. So second method is withdrawal or coitus interruptus. In this, male partner during sexual intercourse, male partner withdraw the penis just before ejaculation. Ejaculation means release of sperm. Before release of the sperm, male partner withdraw the penis. As a result, the reproduction will not be occur. And third one is lactational amenorrhea. Lactational amenorrhea means during, if mother is feeding the newborn baby for 1 or 2 years or 3 years like that, if the mother is continuing to feed the fetus or the embryo, or child for 2-3 years, that year menstruation will not be occur. So menstruation can be stopped by lactation. Lactation means feeding the baby. By feeding the baby, menstruation can be stopped. So menstruation is not there, then chance of pregnancy will not be there. So these three methods are coming under natural methods. It is many times asked as a 3-mark question. So first one is periodic abstinence, avoid coitus from day 10 to 17 of the menstrual cycle. Withdrawal or coitus interruptus, that is withdraw the penis just before ejaculation. And third one is lactational amenorrhea, absence of menstruation. So you have to halt here and write this point into the notebook. It will make it easy for learning. So I hope that you have to make it in halt. And after by seeing through this video, you have to click here and make it in halt and write this point into the notebook. Then it will be easy for you. 3 points are there in the natural methods: periodic abstinence, avoid coitus, that is from day 10 to 17 of the menstrual cycle, withdrawal or coitus interruptus, that is withdraw the penis just before ejaculation. What is meant by ejaculation? Release of sperm. Lactational amenorrhea means during lactational period, when mother is feeding the baby, because of influence of hormone, menstruation will be stopped. So these three are safer method, not using any chemicals. So it is coming under the natural method only. So it is coming under the natural method. Now we will be see the natural method from the textbook. So natural method works on the principle of avoiding chances of ovum and sperms meeting. What is the method using here? The method using here is, in natural methods work on the principle of avoiding chances on ovum and sperms meeting. If ovum is there, then sperm will not be enter into the body. If sperm is entering into the body, then ovum will not be there in the female body. This is the basic principle. If both of them are coming in contact, then only fertilization will take place. So first method, already I told that periodic abstinence is one such a method in which the couples avoid or abstain from coitus. Couples avoid or abstain from coitus from day 10 to 17. Day 10 to 17 of the menstrual cycle, when ovulation could be expected. When ovulation is expected, we had already learned the menstrual cycle 14th day. So periodic abstinence is one such a method in which couple avoid or abstain from coitus from day 10 to 17 of the menstrual cycle, when ovulation would be expected. As chances of fertilization are very high during this period, because ovum is also there in the body on the 14th day of menstruation, very high during this period. It is called the fertile period. This 10 to 17 day after menstruation is called which period only? Fertile period. Fertile period. So which period is called fertile period? Day 10 to 17. Why it is called a fertile period? During this period, the chances of fertilization is very high only. The chances of fertilization are very high. Therefore, by abstaining from coitus during this period, conception could be prevented. Withdrawal or coitus interruptus is another method in which the male partner withdraws his penis from the vagina just before ejaculation so as to avoid insemination. Insemination. So, first method understood. Second method is withdrawal or coitus interruptus is another method in which male partner withdraw his penis from the vagina just before ejaculation, release of sperm, so as to avoid insemination. Lactational amenorrhea, that is absence of menstruation, method is based on the fact that ovulation and therefore the cycle do not occur during the period of intense lactation. Lactation means feeding the baby. following parturition. Parturition means deliver. Therefore, as long as the mother breastfeeds the child fully, if the mother breastfeeds the child fully, chances of conception are almost nil only. If the mother breastfeeds the child fully, chances of conception is almost nil. However, this method has been reported to effective only up to a maximum period of 6 months only. If the mother is feeding the baby for years, then this method is not applicable up to 6 months only. This method has been reported to be effective only up to a maximum period of 6 months following parturition. As no medicines or devices are used in these methods, side effects are almost nil. The reason of this one is side effects are nil. Side effects are almost nil. Side effects are almost nil. Chances of failure is there. So one advantage is there. What is the advantage of natural method? Side effects are almost nil. Next one is chances of failure. So this method chances of failure is very high. One advantage is there, that is side effects are almost nil only. But one disadvantage is also there, that is chances of failure of this method. Chances of failure is very high only. So three methods are there. Which are the methods? Periodic abstinence, withdrawal or coitus interruptus, and lactational amenorrhea. The basic principle is the meeting of ovum and sperm is avoided through all these three methods. And one advantage of this method is side effects are almost nil, and chances of failure of these methods are very high. Side effects are not there, but the chances of failure, this method can be failed. So that is very high only. So next method we are going to learn is barrier method only. In barrier method, condoms, which are the barrier, means a barrier is creating between sperm and ovum. A layer, a membrane. Barrier means preventing the meeting of sperm and ovum only. This is coming under barrier method. So in barrier method, condoms, that is thin rubber latex sheath only. Condoms are thin rubber latex sheath, disposable, can be self-inserted. Two advantages are there. This is disposable one and it can be self-inserted, so privacy can be maintained. So first one is condoms. In this condoms, thin rubber latex sheath, disposable, can be self-inserted. And second one, diaphragms made of rubber. This is also made of rubber. Cover the cervix during coitus only. Females only using diaphragm. Cover the cervical region during the coitus, sexual intercourse. Third one is cervical caps. Cervical caps blocking the entry of sperms. Reusable only. Reusable. Next one is walls, and last one is spermicidal creams. Spermicidal creams means the chemicals can kill the sperms. Spermicidal means the chemical which is killing the sperms, jellies and foams. These all will be kill the sperms only. So these are the 5 methods. Condoms, thin rubber latex sheath. Condoms are thin rubber latex sheath only, disposable, can be self-inserted. Next one is diaphragms made of rubber, cover the cervix during coitus. Third one is cervical caps, blocking the entry of sperm, and it is reusable only. They are not disposable, it can be reused. Next one is walls only, and next one is spermicidal creams also can be used like jellies and foams. So these all point you have to write into the notebook. You should be write when attending the exams also, you should be write in such a way that you have to make the point, per point you are getting mark. So you have to make the point in such a way. So we will be learn this one from the textbook now. So barrier methods say that. In barrier methods, ovum and sperms are prevented from physically meeting with the help of barrier. A preventing mechanism is used. Such methods are available for both males and females. Both male and females. In that, first one is condoms are barriers made of thin rubber latex sheath that are used to cover the penis in the male or vagina and cervix in the female. Condoms are barriers made of thin rubber latex sheath that are used to cover the penis in the male or vagina and cervix in the female just before coitus, so that the ejaculated semen would not enter into the female reproductive tract. Ejaculated semen would not enter into the female reproductive tract. This can prevent a conception. Pregnancy can be prevented. Conception of sperm can be prevented by this. Nirodh is a popular brand. Nirodh is a popular brand of condom for the male only. Nirodh is a very popular brand. It is condom for the male. Use of condoms was increased in recent years due to its additional benefit of not only from consuming it to prevent, it can be help us to avoid sexually transmitted disease also. So nowadays use of condoms has increased in recent years due to its additional benefit of protecting the user from contracting STDs and AIDS-like disease also. So condom having two benefits. It should be prevented embryosperm, or female using the embryosperm is prevented. In addition to that, protecting the user from contracting STDs and AIDS. Both the male and female condoms are disposable. Both of them are disposable, can be self-inserted, thereby give privacy to the user. In addition to this, diaphragms are there, cervical caps, vaults are also barriers made of rubber that are inserted into the female reproductive tract to cover the cervix during coitus. Diaphragms, cervical caps, and vaults are also barriers made of rubber that are inserted into the female reproductive tract to cover the cervix during coitus. They prevent conception by blocking the embryosperm only. The method is blocking the embryosperms. These three, diaphragm, cervical caps, vaults are also barriers made of rubber that are inserted into the female reproductive tract to cover the cervix during coitus. The main principle behind these three are blocking the embryosperms through the cervix. They are reusable. Spermicidal creams, in addition to this one, spermicidal creams, jellies, and foams are usually used along with these barriers to increase their contraceptive efficiency. In addition to these barriers, inside these barriers, spermicidal creams can be used. The spermicidal creams, already I told that, destructing sperm only. Like that insecticide, pesticide. Pesticides are destructing the pest. Insecticides are destructing the insect. Like that, spermicides are destructing the sperms. Spermicidal creams, jellies, and foams are usually used along with these barriers to increase their contraceptive efficiency. So about diaphragm only we had discussed now. A physical meeting of the ovum and sperm are avoided by this method. Condoms, diaphragms, cervical caps, walls are also barriers present there. In addition to increase the contraceptive value, spermicidal creams, jellies, and foams are also usually used. Another effective and popular method is the use of intrauterine device only. Intrauterine device. Here it is seen this one, intrauterine device only. What is the meaning of intrauterine device? Intrauterine device means the device which is using inside the uterus. Intra means inside. Intrauterine device only. These devices are inserted by doctors or expert nurses in the uterus through vagina only. Here, inserted by doctors or expert nurses, others' help will be there. So these intrauterine devices are presently available as the non-medicated IUDs non-medicated IUDs. Non-medicated IUDs. Example, Lippus loop. Non-medicated means medicine is not used there. Only this intrauterine device is inserting into the uterus. Example, Lippus loop. And second type is copper releasing IUDs. This IUD, intrauterine device, will release copper ions. Example, CUT, copper T, copper 7, multi-load 375 are the examples of copper releasing IUDs. CUT, CU7 and multi-load 375 and the hormone releasing IUDs, third type. First we were using the non-medicated IUDs, so a different generation it is. First invented one is non-medicated IUDs, means no medicines are inserted in the IUD. Lippus loop is the example of that. Second one is copper releasing IUD. Copper releasing IUD. Copper ions will be released from the device. Example, copper T, copper 7, multi-load 375. And the hormone releasing IUDs are, hormones will be released from this one. That is Progestasert, LNG20. So IUDs increase phagocytosis of sperms only. That is the function of IUD. Phagocytosis means destructing the sperms only. IUD also doing this one only, increase phagocytosis of sperms within the uterus. Sperm is entering into the uterus and this device is inside the uterus only. Intrauterine device only. No. So this device is inside the uterus. So this device, what will be done? This device will be killed by eating. This one, sperms will be killed by eating. And the copper ions released suppress the sperm motility. Sperm is movable, motile means movable. Then only it can reach up to the ovum. So copper ions, what it is doing, that copper ion release the suppress sperm motility and fertilizing capacity of the sperms. So IUD 3 type already we had learned that. Which are the 3 type of IUD? Non-medicated IUD, copper releasing IUD and hormone releasing IUD. Each of them having its own example also. So if copper releasing IUD using, then this copper ion suppress the motility of the sperms. Moreover, suppress sperm motility also. Moreover, fertilizing capacity of the sperm also will be decreased. Because motion is not possible, then it will not be reached up to the egg. If it is reaching up to the egg or ovum, then only fertilization will take place. The hormone releasing IUDs, in addition, make the hormone releasing IUDs, in addition, make the uterus unsuitable for implantation. The hormone releasing IUDs, what it is doing? Make the uterus unsuitable for implantation and the cervix hostile to the sperms only. Cervix hostile to the sperms. Make the uterus unsuitable for implantation and the cervix hostile to the sperms only. So IUDs are ideal contraceptive for the female only. So 3 type of IUD. Its effects also we had learned that if non-medicated IUD is used, then phagocytosis of sperm will be takes place. Phagocytosis means destructing the sperm by eating. This device will be taken the sperm and kill the sperm. If it is using copper ions released to suppress sperm motility and the fertilizing capacity of the sperms. The hormone releasing IUDs in addition make the uterus unsuitable for implantation and cervix hostile to the sperms. IUDs are ideal contraceptives for the females who want to delay pregnancy only, Now child is not born, after some settling time they need, then one who want to delay the pregnancy or space in between the children, some space should be there, some gap should be there. In these two circumstances, IUDs are very better compared to other methods. Which are the two situations? Who want to delay pregnancy after the marriage, 2-3 years or 4-5 years only they want the child in this circumstance also, and in between two children some space or gap should be there. In these two conditions, it is better. Space between the children. It is one of the most widely accepted methods of contraception in India. Oral administration of small doses of either progesterone or also. So I will show the intrauterine devices either. Non-medicated IUDs, example Lippus loops increase, phagocytosis of sperms. Copper releasing IUDs, example CUT, CU7, copper T. It is reading as copper T, copper 7, multiload 375, suppress sperm motility and fertilizing capacity of the sperm. And hormone releasing IUDs, example progesterone, ING20, make the uterus unsuitable for implantation. What is meant by implantation? Attachment of embryo. Unsuitable for implantation, and the cervix hostile to the sperm cell. So intrauterine device. So in this session of lecture, we have discussed the three methods: natural method, barrier method, and the intrauterine device only. Natural method, barrier method, and intrauterine device. Three methods in this session we had learned that. So first, natural method, three methods are there: periodic abstinence, withdrawal or coitus, lactational, amenorrhea. Next one, barrier method, condoms, diaphragms, cervical caps, walls, spermicidal creams, jellies and foams can be used as the barrier method, preventing the meeting of ovum and the sperm. Next one is intrauterine devices. In this, intrauterine device means this device is inserting into the uterus of the female, inside the uterus only. These are three generations are there: non-medicated IUDs, copper releasing IUDs, hormone releasing IUD. A non-medicated IUD example, Lippus loops increase, phagocytosis of sperms. Copper releasing IUD example, CUG, copper T, copper 7, multiload 375, suppress sperm motility and fertilizing capacity of the sperm. Next one is hormone releasing IUD, example progesterone, ING20, make the uterus unsuitable for implantation and the cervix hostile to the sperm. So three methods only discussed in this session. We will be continue the other methods in the other section. Then also this topic is important. So natural methods, barrier methods, and intrauterine devices. Intrauterine